So we obviously know Star Wars celebrations happening in this past weekend. Everyone's been having fun. Everyone's been enjoying the announcements of Mando season 3. All this, everyone's having fun, and not only that, but the Kenobi series had its debut this weekend, so that's always great to see. But I'm gonna play this clip of Temuera Morrison, who did play Boba Fett in the Book of Boba Fett series. He also played him in the Mandalorian series, in his appearances in season 2 of the Mandalorian. I personally like Temuera Morrison as an actor. I think he's done a good Boba Fett. Now, to me, the series. Now, I have a helmet over there of Boba Fett. I have a helmet right there. So, and that's the same one from Book of Boba Fett. But I'll admit this right now. I don't like. To me, the series was underwhelming. It was underwhelming. There's good things about it. I don't hate the show, but it was a disappointment, especially as a big fan of Boba Fett. You know, the character in the original trilogy. But the reason why I'm going to play this clip is because Tamora Morrison talks about, how he was kind of fat shamed. And we're going to talk a little bit about, specifically, I'm not talking about fat shaming, obviously. I'm not talking like overall that topic. What I'm going to talk about is actors getting into shape. What's my thoughts on that? But first, we're going to play this 40-second clip of what Tamora Morrison had to say.
To make him, because I had to go in the back to tank and they were going to see this half of my body, so I had to do some bench press and some curls, and I tried to cut back on the beers so the stomach wouldn't be out too far, because some of these fans were calling me Boba Fett. So then I started doing the sit-ups. My trainer got me doing a couple of hundred sit-ups. Man, I need to go back to the gym anyway and get some stuff back.
And what unique spin do you personally bring to your portrayal of Boba Fett this time around?
Huh?
Yeah, that's it. And we'll see Shan, Kenobi era, Fetstia, this is the person who posted this. He said that while pointing at the audience too. Y'all should feel bad. And then Alex J responds with, "You're getting paid millions to portray the most popular bounty hunter in cinema history. It is not too much to ask to be in physical shape that would be expected of the character." And also he brings up the whole Christian Bale has had multiple weight transformations. But yeah, so let's talk about because I do want to talk over all this topic. This topic actually stems mainly from sports fandom. I'm personally a big soccer fan, big NBA fan, and a lot of times when a athlete for all my sports fans watching this, you guys know the feeling. It's the summer, the summer break is here. A lot of players are, of course, vacationing, but then they have time to warm up. They have time to come back. They have time to do this. They have time to work out. They have time to use that time to prepare for the next season. Whether you're a basketball fan, football fan, soccer fan, this happens in most sports. But a lot of times, the biggest offense any player could do to any sports fan is if that player doesn't come in shape. Like, it's the first day of training and they're clearly out of shape. They're clearly a little chubby. This happened with Luis Suarez, a famous soccer player for Barcelona. I remember as a Barcelona fan, a lot of Barcelona fans were complaining because Luis Suarez came in out of shape. He looked a little chubby. He looked a little overweight. And, as an athlete, you need to be in physical condition. Like, that, it's not even a question. As an athlete, you need to be in physical condition because your career depends on you basically playing against the best of the best in that sport, in sports that are incredibly physical, like soccer, basketball, football, baseball. Your sport demands you to put your 100%. So when you go in chubby and fat, typically fans will be real pissed off. Now with actors, it's a little different. You can have fat actors, of course. I mean, Jared Leto in House of Gucci, of course, he wore a fat suit. I mean, Penguin, Colin Farrell. You can, obviously it's normal, but when it comes about specific roles, there are roles that you are going to need to be in good physical shape. Batman, if you're going to play Batman, you do need to be in a lean, nice physique. Whether it's lean, whether it's buff, whatever kind of Batman it is, you do need to be in good physical condition. Superman, you got to have God condition. Thor, you need to be in great condition. Black Widow, all these other characters, you do need to have a certain physical appearance. And this isn't fat shaming. This is simply just saying, hey, look, this is the job you're doing. Fulfill that job. For example, when I do YouTube, what I have to do prior to starting YouTube, I have to get the cameras ready, I have to get the microphone ready, I got to make sure I know what the topic is that I'm talking about, and I got to be aware of exactly what I'm going to say before I start off my video. Uh, that's how it is. That's you got preparation's important for whatever job. Like for most of you, whatever jobs or careers you have preparation. And a lot of times, if an actor is playing a specific role, they are going to need to be in decent shape. And so Boba Fett. Now, in the original trilogy, Boba Fett was always skinny. He was lean, and he wasn't really. I mean, he wasn't buff. Obviously, he wasn't. He was really skinny. But then we go into Book of Boba Fett and The Mandalorian. Temuera Morrison obviously is not as lean as the Boba Fett from the original trilogy. Obviously, he has a little extra meat on him. He's a little chubby. And look, by the way, I'm a fat person myself. I mean, look at me. Look at my double chin. Look at me. I'm fat. I'm fat. And look, let's not deny it. Temuera Morrison did look chubby, at least in Book of Boba Fett. And I know a lot of people are going to use this as, oh, look at you guys fat shaming an actor, criticizing an actor for their weight. And look, if you are criticizing an actor for their weight, I will say that's bad. I've always had this method. I don't believe you should be abusing fat people. Like, fat people get made fun of a lot. Fat people are very self-conscious. Fat people are very, like, everything you say about a fat person, that fat person already thinks it. I've been skinny, I've been in lean condition, and I've been chubby, and I've been fat. I've been all of these. So I know what the mindset is for each of these weights. Of course, you guys don't see that because you just see a chubby Mexican. That's all you really see. but the important thing that we are discussing is Temuera Morrison. Like, Temuera Morrison obviously isn't complaining, so the complaint isn't on Temuera Morrison. It's more like the people who are kind of like saying, oh, you guys shouldn't be harassing this. No, as a fan, you have the right to say, hey, you're playing this iconic character who's typically in good condition. And it's not like Boba Fett's like in this rough, tough, muscular shape. No, he's not. He's just in a lean condition. But as a fan, especially of the original stuff, if you're portraying that original character, it makes sense to criticize someone if you're not getting in that condition. Now, to me, overall, condition physically is not the most important part. To me, the most important part is the acting, the directing. Are you capable of doing the job you're given? But one of those check boxes is physical. Typically, I don't care with the weight, but if you are playing a character who has history and has a record, weight is applied, and also has to make sense for the overall narrative. If you have a Batman who's really obese, he's obese, obviously that won't make sense because Batman's supposed to be brutal, he's supposed to be lean, he's supposed to be quick, he's supposed to be agile. But when you have like a 400-pound morbidly obese Batman, that's obviously not going to work. That doesn't even make sense. Like, realistically, that doesn't make sense. And I'm going to use this example. So Fast and Furious 10, of course we know they're filming, but Justin Lin, who was supposed to be directing this movie and has directed previous Fast and Furious installments, one thing that was said when he left when he left Fast and Furious, the thing that he mainly complained about was that Vin Diesel came out of shape. Obviously the big complaint was that he didn't memorize the lines, he didn't seem serious about it, but one thing was he came out of shape. And the thing is, Dominic Toretto is supposed to be lean, especially because he's the main title character in a blockbuster hit where he's supposed to be in good condition. The complaint goes on Vin Diesel, and this isn't me fat shaming. I don't care if you're fat. I've always lived. I'm fat, so I have no words to speak. Obviously, I'd be hypocritical. But the thing is, if you are playing a role where your character requires you to be in physical shape, then you have to be in that. Remember back in 2020 when Robert Pattinson jokingly said that you shouldn't work out or anything. I remember everyone went berserk because that makes sense. Because if you're playing Batman, you have to be in good condition. And Temuera Morrison, it's no different. Like, if you're playing Boba Fett, you need to be in good condition. Now, personally, I still like his Boba Fett, and it's not like he looked all that fat, but overall. And I do like Temuera Morrison because obviously Temuera Morrison didn't say anything wrong. Temuera Morrison, all he said was that the fans were calling him Boba Fett, Boba this, Boba that. But to the people saying that the fans are at fault, look, Star Wars fandom is very toxic. Let's not deny that. Star Wars fans are really bad. And that saddens me because I'm a big Star Wars fan. I obviously love Star Wars. But when it comes to the shape of a character, they should be expected to be in that similar physical condition. Look, if Boba Fett had been fat in the original trilogy, although that wouldn't have made sense because Boba Fett's supposed to be fast and agile. But if he was, then I wouldn't care. I would understand. But the thing is, he wasn't. He was lean, he was skinny, and that's just the reality. That's the reality of the situation. This also applies with Luke Skywalker. If, let's say, for some reason they recast Luke and they get it, the same age from the original trilogy, you are gonna need someone who's lean, skinny, especially if it's the same age range. Obviously, we know Mark Hamill gained a couple of pounds when filming The Last Jedi, but yeah, it's the thing that fans need to understand. A lot of the time, this isn't fat shaming because, of course, there are many popular movies with fat characters. The problem comes when you're playing a character that already has history, a character that would make no sense if they were overweight. Again, Superman. If we had a morbidly obese Superman, that really wouldn't have made sense. Or if we had a fat Flash, that wouldn't make sense story-wise, narrative-wise. And Book of Boba Fett, while he didn't look that fat, it was noticeable. And look, I still like Temuera Morrison as Boba Fett, but I do think as fans, we need to understand that, look, these are people getting paid millions. And yes, they're human beings. It's tough to lose weight. Trust me, I know that. Losing weight is very difficult, especially when you're someone who's fat, because obviously you need to get used to it. You got to pick certain workouts, diet, all that. And to me personally, my biggest issue has always been diet. I've struggled. Like, I can drink water, I can work out, but my problem has always been that I like eating burgers and fries. I won't even deny it. That's my problem, and I acknowledge that problem. But when you are getting paid millions, and when you have the pressure of many people watching, having their eyes on you, then you do need to get in good shape, especially if this is your career. For example, at your job, if you're expected to go into work at 8 a.m., then you're going to be there by 8 a.m., at least before or at 8 a.m., because that's the standard. That is what you signed up for. That is your job. And the same applies with acting. If they expect you to be in this certain condition, then you got to be in that certain condition. And if you don't meet that requirement, then you didn't do your job. It's simple as that. You didn't do your job, and you can be replaced. That's all I'm going to say. But anyways, and look, if you're fat, again, I'm fat myself. So obviously, this isn't calling out fat people. It's just saying that fans do need to understand that a character being chubby when they aren't supposed to be chubby, that messes up the flow for everyone watching. Especially because, let's not deny it, Book of Boba Fett, a lot of the fight Boba Fett had, they were slow. They weren't done well action-wise. And I'm not saying because it's more. Obviously, the blame goes on the directors and all that, the people who made the stuff. That's obviously not Temuera Morrison's fault, but with a character like Boba Fett, he's supposed to be fast, agile, quick, reactionary. Boba Fett, that's his thing. And yeah, so it doesn't really make sense when he's chubby because, look, let's not deny it. When you gain weight and you gain a lot of fat, you're not as fast as you are when you are in a decent lean condition. And I know this person because I've gone through many weight cycles. Like, I actually should make a video talking about my history with weight and all that. I've actually been going on a little bit of a diet these last 2 weeks. I feel like in good condition right now. But it is important to point that out. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Also, I have a second YouTube channel. It is called Better Call Isaac. You can just search it up on the YouTube search bar. I'll probably have it in the description down below too. But it is on my, you can just search it up. It is the logo you see at the bottom left corner. It is my second channel where we're going to talk about stuff that isn't movie related, like commentary on YouTube, politics, stuff like that happening around the world. It's going to be separate from this channel, which is Multiverse of Movies. Obviously, this channel is always going to be the main focus, but I would like to have that second channel because sometimes I like to express my thoughts on, important matters. So anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.